Hey, we're starting a new character today. We're going to be doing a Oppressor with dual wielding the Viper Sandspitter pistols. So it's going to be a Righteous Fervor build. We will see how it goes. We specifically are leveling as Oathkeeper and will not add Necro until we get the Homestead because we are planning on using a helm dropped by a Necromancer boss, which means we have to side with Kylon, which we cannot do as a Necromancer. Could have also read the lore note. Forgot to do that, but at some point when we get out of combat, we'll select Oathkeeper, but we're not using any of the entry-level skills anyway. We're going to be just plain auto-attacking for a little bit. We hit, I think, level 25 and have the right components. We'll be able to craft a relic that lets us dual wield. Until then, we might even try to find a two-handed ranged weapon. You can also, if you get like a fireball component or something like that, you can use that early on. We may end up doing that too. As of now, we haven't found any components, so we're not there yet. But components, especially the cheap ones, basically drop like candy, so it's not going to be an issue. Aether crystal, we're gonna need a few of these for a quest. That gets us level 4. Alright, we've got some points to spend now. I guess Righteous Fervor we actually do have access to right away. Alright, 1 point Presence of Virtue. We will eventually want to 1 point in Resilience as well. Good day, welcome in, Viley. How's it going? Yeah, we're actually using Francis's gun. Just got back from work and chilling. Nice. Leveling as Oathkeeper, not my favorite when you don't have all the speed leveling tech. Obviously, once you have that stuff, it's fine, but for SSF runs, not my favorite class to level, but he is, however, slowly dying. Alright, we killed Kaizog. Impervious Belt of Readiness, Piercing Cold Res. I mean, it's the best thing we got at the moment. I want the helm with recharge off of resilience and all that stuff, so I can't start as Necro. Otherwise, I can't join Kaimon. But yeah, if not for that, absolutely. We have scrap. That's very important starting out. I was actually, one of the things I was looking at was actually possibly doing spam bone harvest, but all right, we've got 2 scrap. All right, we got a component. Oh, we have a couple components, but really, you're not going to come out there. Thank you. More scrap. Welcome in, G2. Unfortunately, I don't even know if we have one yet. I mean, I guess we could use Ice Spike, but I've never really been super fond of that. Alright, this is the worst idea ever, doing a totem, but I mean, that guy might as well be a super boss at this point. Diseased enemy. I mean, it's normal, but still diseased with no poison res. Come on. Oh, he's gonna run away. You better not get healed. No, okay, very good. And that's a totem done. Wait, did we get a couple levels for just doing that totem? That's pretty crazy. Alright, yeah, that's 9. Alright, we have 1 point Virus Might now, so we have mobility. 1 point resilience. A couple more points into Righteous Fervor, another point into Smite. Push Mastery Bar. We don't have the resistances yet. Yeah, good call. Actually using Righteous Fervor now that we have points in it. We don't have Searing Enver, guys. We got nothing right now. We literally just a minute ago we had Righteous Fervor 1 pointed before. We now have I think what, 4 points in it. Yeah, we have no components. Pretty much. Yep, Polished Emerald. Not what we want. Frozen Heart. Alright. Whitemire Riftgate. I kind of just want to... If we can get Fireball, I want to get that, but... Ah, Searing Ember. Got it. Guys, we have Fire Blast. Milton... Okay, you hurt? Great. Shrewd Milton's Cask. That's what we want. Alright, hang on. We have bought the ban. Yeah, but vendors are expensive. We are very poor. that's another slip necklace. Of which we have 2, so we can't do anything yet. But when we get a 3rd one, we'll be able to get a ring with some resistances. Alright. It's 5 in physique. We'll have to put some in cunning eventually for the weapon. Alright, so what we're going to do here, we'll get the Rift Gate for Flooded Passage, then port back to Whitemire, maybe see if anyone gives us scrap from this little pile here. Sometimes you get lucky with that. Wolfus, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. So yeah, once we get to Flooded Passage, we port back to Whitemire and we get our resistance ring. Perfect. A little bit more resistance than we had before. Anyway, so first of all, yeah, we start with Turtle, then Assassin's Blade, then we mess around with some other stuff. Mostly because I don't want to play Warlord, but Spectral Wrath gives an additional source of Fizz RR that you don't have to cast anything for. You also have Market Torment, Ill Omen, so you don't have to use something like Warcry. I may do a Blitz Lord at one point anyway, so as an SSF, because it's still a good kind of beginner way to get into the game. And other than something like Spellbreaker, I don't really want to double up more than I have to in terms of beginner builds. Oh, there's a healer somewhere. Yeah, Soul Harvest as well. Hold on. Okay, requires one. This is still probably an improvement over Francis's gun. So if we hit level 15, we might have to take it. Okay, we're trying not to get CC'd here. Buyer's Might is actually being pretty handy, helping move around a bit. Don't get hit by Frostbomb too often, at least. Well, we got frozen anyway. Yeah, I'm not playing this super well, but good news is enemy 1's about to be dead. Alright, so we'll rescue Ulgrim. You really don't need to do this on normal difficulty, but look, every little bit of XP and random quest rewards help when you're SSF, so it's kind of worth it. Plus, you're sort of going that way anyway. Yeah, the Ember Guards are actually going to be faster to kill with RF because they're insanely fire resistant. Alright, we got tainted brain matter. Puncturing of the Venom Claw. And the funny thing is, right now, this is better. Although, well, we have plenty of Searing Ember, so it can keep the Firebolt up. Alright. Yeah, the scrap we get from that quest is actually pretty key early on. No, I did not start Necro, because I'm waiting for to be able to side with Kaimon to use that hood. What's up, Master Halls? Welcome in. Yeah, Oppressor's a good class. It's one of my favorites in the game. Alright, now we just have to remember we can't choose Necro until we side with Kaimon. Yeah, this is definitely a giga slow start. That's not true. I've used Ascension a few times. But, I mean, it's one-pointed, so it's not really doing much of anything. Oh yeah, and we have this, so we should take the turtle proc.
What do you want?
Look at that. We need Ascension to fight Dureni. That's pretty terrible.
What's what I do? Good, you're back. One of you, that's good work there, Warden.
Greetings, Chuck.
Man put up a good show for once. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that we're leveling an Oathkeeper SSF. Yeah, I might get that feeling too, Mordale. got that 16% Aether res, though, so Warden fight could be worse. Alright. I'm going to clear out a retreat route here because I don't trust a single thing about this build right now. There's a reflect mob. Looks like, yep. Unstoppable. Not gonna virus. I don't dare virus might through a reflector. So, all right, one elite down. Let's get the other one. Up. Your reflector is up. We're not going to attack you. All right, now we have a chance. Whoa. Endless number of Fury soldiers spawn. This is probably some mechanic that I just never noticed before because you usually kill stuff efficiently, but okay. That's a totem. By the way, guys, we are not doing the death totem in Warden's Lap. Not happening. Yeah, this is quite the start to a run. Absolutely. Well, the Ember Guard can be killed by Righteous Fervor, at least. At least the fire immunity isn't going to be a problem there. Yeah, I'm doing the same for myself here. Alright, we're gonna take this extra health, DA, and armor. Level 15. I don't know at what point I'm going to start needing spirit for rings, so I want to leave some attribute points unclaimed. If you take 5 minutes to kill trash mobs, don't do this totem. It will not end well for you. Evening, Susie. Welcome in. What are you leveling that you got to 65? And hope you enjoyed the day out. Interesting. So Morndale, since you always do that totem, do you find that it's actually a time saver for leveling? Because I think some totems can be a bit of a time sink depending on if you have to retreat and such. But all right. Oh, you personally became 65. Well, happy leveling up day, Susie. For speed leveling, I mean, yeah. Like, totems are great for leveling if you do them fast. But if you can't do them fast, then it's a bit of an issue. So it depends on if you have to go out of your way for it. Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I think typically you're just looking for the fastest path on ultimate. For normal and elite, it would obviously be potentially different because if you can't see where it is. I have been slowed. Alright, let's just... These are some optional Aether Crystals I could be getting, but I just want to get through. It's hard for me to imagine Pine Barrens not being worth it, but then there's also the issue, I think, where you have certain moments that are, or certain levels that are kind of break points. In that, if you want to hit 94 by a certain part of the map, you need to be a certain level going in and do a certain number of quests. Otherwise, like if you have to travel the Fort Icon to get to 94, that's going to slow you down. So you never want that. So if Pine Barren stops you from having to say go to Fort Icon and get a bunch and waste a bunch of time on ultimates, then it's probably worth it, even if the XP per minute isn't otherwise great. But I still think it still seems pretty good to me. I think having to go to Sorrow's Bastion and do the like rescue the witch and maybe kill the boss that drops the skeleton MI, like those are okay. And if you find the stuff on the way, like I don't know, I think Bloodgrove is fine, but yeah, beyond having to go, I really don't like if I have to kill Karaz. That's just a bridge too far. Okay, let's not stay in one place for too long. Yeah, like if you're not leveling in Lokar, that's also fair, Viley, that you want to be more defensive. But if you're trying to level as quickly as possible, it's hard for me to see getting the Voldrak before you hit 94. Hey, welcome in, Wormu. Yeah, I leave Alita around the same level for that reason, Morndell. Just it gets you to 94 at a comfortable spot in Ultimate, and the rewards for at least part of Acts 5 and 6 in Elite are actually pretty good from an XP perspective. So. Alright. Well, this is going to be probably the most interesting Warden fight I've done since I was very new to the game. Oh my god. Okay. Whatever that was, that hurt. At this point, we might as well get all the bloody Aether Crystals, too. I mean, this is insane how bad this is, actually. Less nice than it was before the nerf. Definitely nicer than it was, obviously, before the buff prior to the nerf. So like Malkadar Reaper now versus say the patch before is definitely better. Malkadar Reaper now versus um, before they reduced the, I think it was the weapon damage on execution and some other stuff to balance Reaper a little bit better because it was too strong. Not quite as good then. All right. So I'll put another point in rebuke for a bit more damage. This is what's also. Oh, hold on. Bolt splitter. All right. I mean, this is pierce damage, but at this level doesn't matter. I'm curious. Fire Blast DPS is actually worse than Righteous Fervor now. We're just gonna do this. Sell a few things. I'm gonna take a quick break, guys. I owe my dog dinner, so I will be right back. Okay, dog has been fed. She's chowing down. I mean, I get why it's so hard to not play Lethal Assault because even if it's not great, you're still like, it looks like damage that you're giving up, even if that's not always true. All right, we're gonna take this, play this. Aether Fire of okay, 8% health is probably better, but we may keep this for a while. All right, let's put some components away. Actually, hold on a sec. We can Wardstone is we can make 4 Wardstones with what we have. And 1 runestone. And then we'll be wait. I thought we had the Aether Crystals. Maybe... Oh, yeah, we do have 3 Aether Crystals. Okay, perfect. So this requires level 24, so we can't use it. That's my bad, but we will absolutely throw Wardstone on. Put a Corpse Dust on the Slith Ring for a bit more Vit Res as well. We'll throw these other components in. Oh yeah, we can turn in the Fabric Quest. It's not going to do anything for us, but... Yeah, 16% Aether Res and ZDPS. This is going to be interesting, guys. Actually, that ring goes on. We now have 24% Aether Res. Alright, let me make sure there's nothing that... Okay, we've got Ascension, which is doing very little for us, unfortunately. Let's put another Point of Rebuke. It's a bit more damage. 32% Pierce Res. We can, he doesn't have the shotgun in phase 1, so we can run a little bit. Now we have to be very careful. That was not... Yeah, I usually just face tank Warden, so actually timing the evade is... Yeah. I'm horrible at. Is our attack speed that bad? Oh my god, this is so horrible. It feels like how it must be running a gore stack, except we are on normal, which just makes us so much worse. Ascension for whatever little good it's doing us. Alright, we got Warden. That was so terrible. A win is a win, I suppose, but yeah.
Is it finished? The Warden's defeated. So you must be before. Ah, I cannot.
I mean, it's only uphill from here, pretty much. Alright, I feel like we take this even though we lose the Aether res. Okay. Attack speed is 90%. Oh my god. This is just like the worst start. But it's kind of fun remembering how slow a start can be. And this is bad by definitely bad by SSF standards, but you know, no pain, no gain, right? Alright, I think by the time we read these lore notes, we'll be level 17. Well, we got something. And, alright. Lore note, 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 note. Alright, level 17, that's something, alright. Level 9 is another charge level, so that is a little bit helpful at least. I guess we just keep pushing Mastery Bar. Fun times. Alright, 12% poison res, hang on, anti-venom salve, that's scrap, right? 3 scrap. Yeah, we can do that. Alright. Okay, so we are going to try not to die in the Eldritch Trials. Oh, right, I have to talk to the emissary first. I got distracted picking up all the lore notes. Let's do... I'm going to need Spirit for a little bit, so I'm going to do 5 more Physique. Actually, no, we're going to do Cunning.
So, you.
We'll do Physique next. Alright.
The emissary warned me.
How... Oh, this attack speed is... I'm gonna complain about this for a while, guys, until we actually get something that has attack speed on it. Because, holy crap, this is just... miserably brutal. Okay, well, let's... Yeah, we don't stand in the poison, because that's how you die. Alright, the Explorer's boots are better than what we have now, so they go on. Zealots or Clerics of the Wolf is going to... We're going to lose Chaos Res, but we get Stun Res, Pierce Res, DA, Health, Physique, Cunning... Hmm. I think we probably end up taking these, but yeah, what's the talisman? Gunslinger, tainted brain matter, serrated spike, polished emerald, resilient plating. Okay. So, and yeah, that's level 25. So fortunately, we have everything we need for that. It's not going to be like one of the runs where we take a while to actually have a real relic.
I could hear the.
Yeah. Problem is we can't get the Necro weapon pool skills until Act 3, but... I'm just going to side with Bismeal here.
You've been kind. Then what if this... So yes.
Alright, this might be one of the few times rigs could give us vendor trash that is actually an upgrade. I mean, for rigs, these are legitimately not bad, but I still think the Explorer boots are better. I'm going to stick to evade and buyer's might. You're not Vipers, I don't care about you. Let's just get Rift Gates. I mean, I guess they'd give me XP, but I really want to get the weapon upgrades and care very little about anything else right now. Yeah, exactly. So we'll get the levels. It's just I'm not real. I suspect we're also gonna have to do some farming, which might gain us a level or so. War note. All right, we're gonna start Assassin's Blade. We're going to refund the Crossroads because we don't need that at the moment. Wait, no, we're not going to refund the Crossroads because we don't have any Aether Crystals. We'll do that later. We probably should farm Aether Crystals again. More scrap. Alright, we don't care about white items or yellow items anymore. I gotta make sure we actually have a battered shell before I click that shrine. In the meantime, Levinus Ring. I don't think we'll equip it, but it's the classic speed leveling ring. Alright, battered shell. Yes, we have one. Perfect. Okay, we have a ribbon. It's not particularly good. It's a little bit of piercing chaos res, a tiny bit more damage. These gloves are a straight upgrade, so I'll put those on. And yeah, it's get a bit more damage, a couple more shrines to go. We'll be able to get the Assassin's Blade proc. Okay, we are starting to get to the point where there are Vipers. It's possible that one of them will feel like dropping us an MI we want. So that's what we're here for. Hope the RNG works out. The game does sometimes love to troll me when I'm doing an SSF run or farming Theoden in general, but the drop rates aren't super high either, so it's definitely could reasonably be expected to take a while. I don't really want to deal with the Titanivore. We're just gonna run past him. Alright, he's hit his leash limit, so we can kill some of the Vipers. Alright, now we check Rim Tools to find out exactly where the spawn points for these guys are. So the yellow Vipers, the Sandstalkers, and the Death Venoms can drop them. Corvin Plateau, Corvin Sands. Corvin Plateau, Corvin Sands. Just check map. Okay, so they can spawn here, and they can basically spawn all over the place. But in the earlier part of Forgotten Gods. Alright, so I guess we'll reset, and we'll try to hunt some Vipers. Yeah. Yeah, the Oasis as well. But we're not going to go that far right now. Alright, but I think if I backtrack from Temple City of Osir and then go up to Corvin Sands Rift and backtrack there, that's probably... Okay, Corvin Plateau. Grobles. No Vipers. Grobles, no Vipers. Okay, let's not die to a massive pack of mobs. Alright, so allegedly they spawn in the Corvin Plateau. Emphasis on allegedly. Just as not seem to be yielding a ton of results at the moment. here we go. Here's some vipers. Let's run. Someone is healing in the back. Alright, no drops. I don't know if there's any spawn points here. We'll go a little bit further, but still technically calls itself the Corvin Plateau. Alright. Nope. Alright, Corvin Sands again. I know they spawn near the Titanivore, but I kind of want to see if there's any... I think it's mostly the beetles around here and other... Oh, no, there are some vipers that can spawn here. This feels like a higher density spawn point. I don't know if it actually is, but it's my feeling for basically doing one run of each. Hang on. No, I don't want to fight you, Titanivore. You just, like, get yourself stuck somewhere. Really? No. Get... Alright. I'm not going to go further than that. I want to see if I can get a Viper type mob elite to spawn from the totem without activating the Titanivore. Alright, no Viper elites, so... Yeah, no Viper elites, so we're going to reset. And with my damage, it's just going to take too long to fight him. I'd rather just avoid the fight. Alright, we're just going to do the Corvin Sands area, I think, and reset. can go a little bit south. Some Vipers here. No, not interested. Titanivore, go away. Not interested. All right. All right. I think that's the last of them. We're gonna reset. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to target only the yellow ones. Sometimes the white ones get in the way of my line of fire, though. But yeah, either a yellow one or an elite. Hmm. Yeah, fair point. We can check some totem spawns as well. Yeah, you're a yellow one. Surrounded by a bunch of other nonsense. Yeah. It's inevitable, though, with a MI that's dropped by elites and trash mobs. We actually managed to get sundered by the Titanivore. Alright, one last elite here. Go a little further south, maybe we'll find some more Vipers here. Perfect. And then yeah, we'll try to find a couple of totems that don't require us to go too far. Actually, I'm going to quickly just check the map for where exactly the totem spawns are, so I can quickly look. Alright, so Corvin Plateau Rift. Alright, so assume we want the Savage Totems to the left of the Corvin Plateau Rift. We unfortunately did not get that far, though, Morndell. Okay, well, That's a little bit of irony for you. We actually got dynamite from a random drop in Forgotten Gods. So when we go back and do Act 2, we can skip the one hideaway. Alright. Well, we came here for the totems, but yeah, I know. It just, for whatever reason, I am very cheap on SSF runs, and I feel like there's a certain role-playing element from that comes from not crafting dynamite. So far, this is still better than being level 94 plus and trying to farm a decent shield from the Purifier. So, alright, Sandspitter's dead. Yeah, see, my theory that I would probably end up getting to level 20 before any of these drops is pretty close to being right. Alright. Yeah, 45,000 health. We're not dealing with that. I almost never have that mod on G2. Okay, we got a totem. Will it give us a mob we want? Probably not, but here we go. Well, we got a mob. Will they drop the item we want? That's the next question. Oh. Of course, there's a little healer hiding behind him. Nope. Wait, but if something that's below 20 should still be able to drop level 20 gear. It's like how you can get level 94 gear from a level 90 or something mob. I think even 89. Thanks for the follow. Welcome in, Ace Pokerface. Alright, we'll go to the rest of the Corvin Sands area, see if anything looks promising, and then failing that, we'll check the totem again. Alright, we got another snake hero. Got another healer healing the snake hero. And yet another no drop. These are an upgrade, so they're going on. Yeah, nothing else here. Maybe we'll pick up some stuff to sell. Okay, reset. The rate we're going, the stream might end at like level 24 with no MIs. But let's try not to be too pessimistic here. I mean, the real problem is that you want 2 as well, so even getting 1 is an upgrade, but it's not really enough. All right, we'll check if there's a totem in one of these two relatively easy to get to spawn points. Appears not to be the case, but we can try to see if there are any of the vipers we need. All right. Reset. All right. Check the totem. Yeah, still nothing. Definitely less want than necessity there, Viley. Now, the other key is to not get excited if you see an MI drop, because it could be the wrong one. Alright, we have a totem, so that gives us an maybe infinitesimally better chance of getting one. And yeah, we're not going to get one because none of the right mobs spawned. So we restart. Yeah, we have MIs checked. I mean, there's no way we wouldn't, but you get a bad enough string of RNG and you wonder. It's an item. It's not a good roll, but it still is a drop. I mean, I suppose Stoneface is the worst thing we could have rolled, but of Decay is pretty garbage. Alright, well, we have one. We're going to farm until we have two. And then we'll get the, try to level up to be able to use the, talisman. I might actually do one more farming run for now, just, because there's not a huge point in, getting the second one until we can equip a dual-wield relic. Okay, we got a totem here, so that's a positive development. Alright, Titanivores here. We're gonna... It's not even dropping the right kinds of mobs for the totem, so that's sort of a waste of time. I got one. I'm going to do one more. This is my final farming run until I hit level 24 or so, because I'm thinking, obviously you need the dual-wield relic to make use of 2. Okay, so we can kind of go around here and get the totem. Stone Face of Decay. It's pretty bad. I'm going to do this totem because I think there is one yellow Sandspitter mob, so I might as well just finish the totem at this point, but... This is kind of a lucky drop. I mean, we're obviously going to be switching to the relic, but still. Yeah. Alright, so now that we can dual wield right now, we might as well keep farming. Yeah. I mean, we probably still craft the relic at the very least for the weapon pool skill, and so that we can freely upgrade our chest armor whenever, but... Okay, there's a healer somewhere in here. Alright. So if we take this absolute trash tier item, well, it is a damage upgrade. It's still trash, but we do more damage now. We get a second Sandspitter, we'll be in much better shape. Can't forget our guardians. We've probably done that a few times, but at least they're not providing any RR now. They're just sort of there doing nothing. Well, it's the wrong MI. No, I don't. I really don't want to fight Titanivore. I really only care if this spawns any Vipers that are useful to me. I feel like the totem is still kind of worth doing just in general, but because we do need other gear. So if anything wants to show up that's useful for us, which doesn't seem to be the case. But all right, we keep going. Sure, we can get a superior of alacrity sandclaw slicer, which we're not using. Superior of Ruin. Done. Well, no. We're going to finish this farming run just in case we get another good drop, but we have two now, so that's it for farming these things. Alright. Alright, this is still slow, but we're at least doing some DPS to him. I think it's once we have more weapon pool skills and the Righteous Fervor at least soft capped, this will start to feel better, but we're just not there yet. I mean, we're level 23 Oathkeeper, which is a pretty rough place to be. Superior of the Abomination. Superior of Corrosion. Oh yeah, so how many runs with 0 drops, then 1 drop, then a couple of 0, and now we have 3 on this one. Yeah, exactly. Now that we have what we need, they start dropping all over the place. We will check this totem. So no totem, I don't think, but this is a point where a bunch of vipers can spawn. let's go to town. Let's figure out which one of these are the best. Yeah, we got 3 on that last run, Morndale. We got, well, Superior of Ruin we've equipped. We've also got a Superior of Corrosion, which apparently is slightly better than Stone-Faced Decay, and a Superior of the Abomination, which... I guess, Superior of the Abomination gives +2 Ascension. Interesting. Some random Aether. The percent Fizz is better. Yeah, you know what? We'll take a Superior of the Abomination and a Superior of Decay. Sell some other stuff. And let me just check that we have all the crafting mats. We're going to craft the talisman for when we hit 25. Let's see, what does this require? Bladesworn Talisman, Resilient Plating, Chipped Claw, Polish Emerald. Chipped Claw, Polish Emerald. We can craft the Resilient Plating for scrap. And got that, so that should be fine. We can equip this in 2 levels, so let's start Act 2. Yeah, we've got the double Sandspitters, which I'm gonna need to put components on, but I don't know what we're going to want in terms of resistances yet, so I'm holding off. Chaos Fire doesn't affect us, so this is just is a shoulder piece that gives us some chaos res. We'll see what else drops. We'll probably find something better, but we'll I think goal here is going to be try to get level 25 and then call it at that point, because it'll have been about 3 hours. Drop a portal here because we'll get the next rift gate and then we'll do the shrine. We definitely spent a lot of time one, just Oathkeeper leveling being very slow if you don't have leveling gear, and 2, just trying to farm the Sandspitters. So usually end of the first stream one of these sessions, we're gonna be around at least in the 30s, but we'll get the probably about 25 here. But at least we'll be set for Thursday, and we'll have the MIs we need. We can do when we hit level 40, we can do a couple of runs to see if we can find some upgrades, and but at least we have the basics, and we'll be able to get some more damage just through completing our devotions. Sadly, mostly beasts, so that won't affect our Forgotten Gods rep much at all. We have a dynamite because we got some from our farming in Forgotten Gods. Alright, level 24. Hang on one second, I'm curious about something. Okay, Ranaprax isn't plus to Oathkeeper, so we're not going to bother with that. I didn't think it was, but I wanted to be extra sure. Right. We also got some extra... Put some points in the mastery bar. Righteous Fervor is now soft capped. Put a point in Tectonic Shift. And we'll be going all the way up and filling in this bar.
Well, you dear, we have to hit them hard and fast.
Oh, right. I typically do the Talisman quest. But I'm just not going to bother here.
Keep your weapon.
Thanks for the raid, Maju. Welcome in, guys. Unfortunately, we are basically getting ready to wrap up as soon as we hit level 25, but we got 2 Viper Sandspitters, which took a while, and I think it's Magifer probably and Biff probably both know early Oathkeeper leveling without leveling tech is pretty miserable, so definitely a slower start than the other SSF runs. But I hope your stream went well, Magi. You're still playing Last Epoch? Well, that's good that you're enjoying it. I keep thinking about picking it up, and I keep not picking it up. Maybe season 4. I can figure out how to make their Nightblade good. Or they'll buff it, and I won't have to figure it out. Yeah, I'll definitely watch some of your Blade Dancer attempts, Biff. Alright, yeah, I think we just have to go through and kill Cronley at this point. We're not gonna get enough XP killing random mobs. We'll do the totem, we'll find money bags, we'll just speed through as efficiently as we can. Definitely want to eat dinner. Oh god, a reflect mob. No, we're not even gonna fight you. Not worth it. Fair enough, yeah, I'd take a look at Spellblade as well. I mean, there's not, nothing's gonna be a perfect analogy to anything in Grim Dawn, most likely, but... The thing is, Viley, if I play Last Epoch, I'm probably stubborn enough that I'm going to just force myself to like Blade Dancer. Alright, we'll have Moneybags Martin out here somewhere. And we do ZGPS to him. Alright, so the real question is... how many shields is Cronley going to get up before we handle him? Alright, that's level 25, but obviously we can't just... Consecrated of readiness. Alright, well, put the relic on and I'm not going to swap out any gear. We're just whatever we have, we're going to get the next rift gate, and then we are going to pull up a Grim Tools, and I will send you off to somebody. Alright, shields up. That's shield up round 2, I think it is. Whoa. Ouch. Unyielding Cronley Signet of the Eagle, Pierce, Stun. This is potentially a nice ring, but again, we'll look at all this stuff on Thursday. Okay, while I see who is on, I'm going to load the Grim Tools for you guys. I don't see anyone playing Grim Dawn. Does anyone have any raid requests? Let me know if they're reasonable. I'll send you guys over there, but otherwise I'll probably just call it here. Alright, so level 25 GT. Alright, I'll send you guys on over to him. Thanks for the suggestion, Morndale. Berzer, welcome in. Anyway, thanks, Fadji, for the raid. Unfortunately, sorry we didn't get to play too long after the raid, but I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys hanging out. I'll be back on Thursday. Probably starting around the same time, around 3:15 or so, instead of the usual 4. And then I might stream Sunday instead of Saturday this weekend at around the usual 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. All right. Send you guys on over to Geeknos. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you next time.